Morning. The struggle is real, D&E fam. Want to say happy holidays to everyone and continue to subscribe on YouTube. Vincent Irving, aka DJ B of DJs and Entertainment. We have coming the epic, the monumental Mr. Myron Fears. Part 1. Stay tuned for how he got the name Myron D.
How I got in the radio, man, I tell you this, for me, it was one of those, it was failure that got me into the radio because at the time I transferred to UMKC, and I'm proud to say what I'm about to say, and I flunked out of college.
Welcome.
Welcome
to the club.
And the thing is that I did it on my money because I paid my way through college,
right.
all the way from freshman year all the way until I graduated. But I failed at UMKC. Number one, I was majoring in something that I didn't need to be doing. And I tell people now that if you're going to go to school, regardless if it's college or if you're going to go to trade school or even if you're going to go to the military, pick something that you love and that you enjoy, and then you can really get into it. And probably that was the best thing that happened to me because I found myself at that time.
Right.
Two people, Carla Harris and Pete Jackson. Carla came home from Drake University. She called me up. She was like, Myron, what you doing? I'm like, yo, I ain't doing nothing, girl. Because I was
right, you was down.
I was down.
Right.
That's the first time I failed.
Right.
And,
I understand.
And plus, I ain't told my parents.
Right.
So that was a whole different can of worms that was going to happen right after that. And so I was like, man, I don't even want to be bothered.
Right.
She's like, what's wrong with you, fool? I was like, hey, I don't want to talk, girl. She said, that ain't the Myron I've been knowing. I've been knowing you since the third grade.
Right.
Like, hey, pick me up.
Right.
Let's go out.
Right.
So when we were riding over to the party, someplace downtown that I don't know where I was at.
Gotcha.
To this day, I don't remember because Power and Light District is where it's at right now.
Right.
I don't remember the building. So we're going there. Before we got there, I told her my situation. She said, okay, cool. Now, Carla was a valedictorian of our high school class in 1984, Schlegel High School.
Right.
So we got in there. She said, Fears. And then everybody who loved me, they call me Fears.
Gotcha.
They don't call me Myron D, they call me Fears.
Right.
Fears. Look at these people in here. What are they doing? I said, yeah, they kicking.
Right.
She said, guess what? There's somebody in here that is messed up in school just like you.
Right.
Do you see them not having a good time? I said,
Right.
man, they kicking it. So she said, you cannot judge your success based on someone else's success to find your own success.
Right.
She said, you got to always find your own success.
Right. Wow.
And that was the greatest words that ever happened to me. And that's the thing that keep me grounded to this day.
Right.
I saw a brother. Matter of fact, it was my cousin Randy, his frat brother, Myron Giga. He just, he was at the party, and matter of fact, Magic probably was kind of the new blood that was coming into KPRS at the time, with Magic, and then, we had Eddie Blaze and Tony G, and
Gotcha.
Diane Devereaux, all of us came in pretty much at the same time. And,
Right.
but Magic was there before all of us. And Magic was making a very big impact on our radio station in terms of, the brother brought the Quiet Storm tour format, the Hot 80 to 8.
Right.
He brought the Pump It or Dump It, he had the Midnight Foreplay.
What year was that?
That was 87. That was December 87.
Right.
He was like, hey, Fears, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, Magic? What's up, man? It's like, hey, man, what you doing? I said, man, I just messed up in school. He said, man, Fears, you always like music, man. Man, you always rock the parties when you come up to KU.
Right.
And I'll tell you,
Right.
look at this period.
Right.
84, 87.
Following you.
All right?
Right.
And he said, man, you rocking the parties, man. He said, dude. He said, you know what, KPRS is changing right now. It's an influx of new blood that's coming into the radio station. Why don't you come up and meet Prim Carter or Mike Carter and do an internship, man, and see if you like this.
Right.
So I said, okay, man. He said, you know what, I'm gonna talk to Miss Carter, which is Prim,
Right.
and I'll set up a meeting in January.
Right.
I said, cool. And so right after the first week of January, we got that meeting set up. It was like 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. Came up here, and man, I'm gonna tell you this right now. It blew me out the water because, number one, I'm looking at the time, you know, it was just a major black staff.
Right.
I'm like, man, black folks got computers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, man, it blew
sure.
me out the water, man.
Right,
You know, it's like, man,
that was the
these
80s.
are the people.
Right.
You know, I listened to, you know, I saw
Right.
Chris King, I saw Freddie Bell, I saw Dale Rice.
Right.
Man, these cats, you know, grew up with, and also were making jokes about the station too.
Right, for sure.
Because, you know, man,
I know the jokes,
it was
right.
automated, man. But at the time,
Right.
that's when the station had Dale, Chris, Freddie, Monica Nightingale, Magic was there, Eddie Blaze.
Right.
So, and that was a year after Mike Carter came up here in 1986, and he
Okay.
took the station from automated. The station was automated from 1973 up until 1986. And yes, there were jokes about the radio station.
Yeah. Many jokes.
Hey, it was many jokes.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be snowing outside.
Right,
Today it's sunny. It's
Exactly.
76. man.
Exactly. But we want
Did you
you to keep
change?
it- yeah, right.
Did you change the tape? You know what I'm saying? And
We want you to keep your job, Myron.
so hey, I could say that.
Okay,
you know,
all right.
Mike Carter would say it, man.
Okay.
And so, man, I got up here and, you know, and Prim Carter, I met Mike, but I started under Prim.
Right.
I'm gonna just be for real.
Right.
And I'm gonna be honest, I went in there every day for free. I went in at 8:30 every morning, and I worked till 1 o'clock, free,
Wow.
every day.
Dedicated.
And the thing is that I did that from January of 1988 up until August of 1988. And pretty much halfway through the internship, I said, because what I'll do, I'll go home, get cleaned up, and then I'll go to Sears Warehouse on 1201 East Bedford and work in the warehouse from, I work from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock every night.
Right.
And then I'll go home and I'll start the day over because I wasn't in school.
Right.
And so in the daytime, I interned at the radio station. And man, and every day that I was in there, I just started loving it more and more and more. I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. It's music, man.
Amazing.
Man, this is what I do
Right.
on the weekends.
Right.
You know, I go out and spend at parties, but man, these cats are getting paid just to talk about music.
Amazing.
You know, so it turned me on. And then, Vince, what happened after that, when I leave Sears at night at 8 o'clock, I'll go home, take a shower, and then I come back to the station by 9:30 at night up until midnight.
Wow.
And I'll go home, go to sleep. And if you know how I work now, people know I work the same way.
Right.
I've been in this thing for 31 years now.
Nice.
And I work the same way. I work like I'm a kid, man,
Right.
because I love what I do.
Exactly.
And so, man, I just got the bug, and then I went back to school. I went down to Central Missouri State.
Okay.
I met a great counselor named Mrs. Menz,
Okay.
African American counselor. Told her what my situation, what I did at UMKC, because I graduated from Johnson County Community College with my associates. But you know, I told her what went down.
Associates in what?
It was just general study.
Gotcha.
One of the guys that I took a communications class out at Johnson County Community College, and one of my favorite teachers was Mark Radazina.
Okay.
He was communication. Matter of fact, Mark just retired last year, and you know, I kept up with Mark. You know what I'm saying? And he would invite me. You know, even once I got professionally in this career, you know, he would invite me to come out and talk to his class.
Yeah.
But he inspired me also. But I went down to Central Missouri State, met Mrs. Menz, and told her my situation, and she said, "Young man, we're not going to worry about what happened at UMKC. We're gonna start over. We're gonna just transfer everything that happened at Johnson County Community College, and we're gonna start from there, and then we'll start at CMSU. Forget about UMKC. That's the past. We're moving forward." And you know, so she said, "What's your major?" I said, "Broadcast film." No, broadcast with a minor in marketing.
Gotcha.
And so I took a lot of marketing and broadcast classes, and man, I walked out of there. I think I probably walked out of there with 3.45 GPA.
Because that's what you're doing with your stuff. What year was, and also, what year was that, Myron?
I went back to CMSU in August of 1988.
Gotcha.
When I broke it to my parents that I was going back, they didn't know anything about it.
Right.
I told them a week before I was leaving.
Right.
And what happened was, talked to my parents, and just like when I graduated from high school. So you did everything from 0 to 18, and I don't think that you guys should be taking care of a grown man, even though I'm living in your house.
Right. No doubt.
But hey, I'm all about working, man.
Right.
Work for my own stuff. I don't beg anybody to have anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So my old man was like, he was very apprehensive, and I was like, yo. And my mother said, hey, Eddie, he's a grown man. He got to do what he got to do. So, man, I had my dorm paid off, had my books. They didn't know.
Right.
And for me, what I was doing, I was, summertime, worked.
Hustling the same.
Yeah, I was working at the bowling alley. I was working at Sears. I was cutting probably about 10 yards, man. And, I was hustling, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's that you get to have your own money.
Right.
And I wasn't doing anything illegally. Right. So, hey, I paid my way through school. So I went down to school this time and bare minimum. And, it's about Central Missouri State had some fine women down there.
Yes, they did.
So, you could get in trouble with that, but that wasn't objective at this time.
No doubt.
I did the party and bullshit before, man.
Exactly. Now
but I know, hey, this is on my own dime.
And you know the formula that works.
Hey, and plus this is what I want to do. And, man, I met some great teachers, Mr. Bargett, A. John Graves, Dr. Erickson. I can't think of this one young lady that was a marketing teacher, man. She was great, man. And Mr. Eisenman was harder than, man, that dude, man, he was hard as bricks, but he gave me a good grade. And
what class was that?
His hard class was communication law, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, matter of fact, I don't even want to talk about it.
No doubt.
It's one of those